I would like to flash in a Hull Breacher.
Oh, yeah, that's a really nice one.
I'm going to cast Yorion.
You got it.
I'm casting Narset.
Good game, man.
Copy Dark Depths.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, hello. I am recording this because I am going to be participating in the Joe King Canlander Open tomorrow. I should be able to get this edited, uploaded, and posted before I play tomorrow, but you'll probably be watching it tomorrow. But yeah, so Canadian Highlander. I know most of my content on this page has been legacy content, which is still probably my favorite format. If this is to get some things right. There's a number of things that I'm not happy with the format right now, so I haven't really been making content of it. This is an excellent opportunity to play some Canlander. I love Canlander. I've been a big fan of the format for a long time. I can't say I've really been competitive in it like I have with Legacy in the past or with Vintage, but I was between the deck that I'm going to be playing and a more stompy, taxes-oriented list that I usually play in formats like Noble and Vintage. But I wound up deciding that, you know what, I want to cast some Ancestral Recalls. I don't usually do that in Vintage, so this seems like a perfect place to do it. So, I took the O-Pile, Yorion Grixis Control, and converted it into a Canlander pile. As you can see, I worked on it a little bit. We're at version 7.1. But, usual suite of Dimir Planeswalkers. Sorin we haven't seen in a long time. That's one that I'm really excited to play again. 4 mana Planeswalker, that's card advantage and potentially win condition. Might be a little bit slow in Canlander, but I like him. We're going to play him again. Of course, Narset, Kaito, Dancing Shadow, one that we all know and love. At least fans of the channel will. Fantastic value engine Planeswalker. We have a number of cards that we're fine resetting. And then, of course, things like Fable of the Mirror Breaker are great at generating tokens to reset, get an extra activation. Kaito Bane of Nightmares is one that I haven't really gotten to play in Legacy a lot, but is a very, very powerful creature. Again, plays well with our usual suspects, Bowmasters, Baleful Strix, Douthie Voidwalker being unblockable is really big. Things like Snapcaster Mage picking that back up. Nobody's blocking a Tamiyo. But it's kind of up in the air whether or not you actually want to bounce Tamiyo, but whatever. Spellseeker is a really good one that's in this list that would be really exciting to bounce, but I hope to get to do that. Then, of course, Stack Faden to go along with our suite of Draw Hate. Baleful Strix, Barrowwife, Koka, Douthie, a lot of creature. The creature suite needs no real introduction past things like Razorkin Needlehead. This is a card that came out in Standard, in Dustmourn, 2 mana, 2/2 first striker, but what we care about is the effect of whenever an opponent draws a card, ping them for 1. It's kind of another pseudo Bowmaster's effect. You can't ambush anything with it, it's very heads up, and the red cost is pretty real, but we're kind of thin on red cards for things like Fury and Pyrokinesis, so it's kind of a nice card to have that, continues our game plan, but also kind of helps bolster our other card colors for our pitch spells. Proxa, one that I played early on in Grixis Control and Legacy. A really fun card, really powerful card, but just not really up to snuff, not really as good as Uro. But in Canadian Highlander, it is a potent engine on its own, which is just a good thing to have. And then, of course, Emperor Bones, modern staple. Beginning of combat, your next target card from a graveyard, 1 in a black, attack 2, so put 2 counters on it for 1 in a black. Whenever it gets a counter, then you get to basically shallow grave a creature that you exiled with it. It's seen some play in Legacy Dimir. Just a really great general hate piece for graveyards. Passive graveyard hate that might sometimes scam something in. Shieldred. This big, beautiful spider whatever woman. This card is just absurd, especially when we have a lot of card draw in our deck to gain extra life or, force our opponent to draw with Dack Faden. Just being able to force through damage like that is so, so big. And of course, Snapcaster Mage Spellseeker, because we're playing Ancestral Recall, we're playing Counterspell, we're playing all this 1 mana interaction in here. We've got a lot of efficient 2 mana removal, we've got Go for the Throat, we've got Consult the Star Charts for other card advantage. But for the most part, it's going to be grabbing our Ancestral, it's going to be grabbing our Brainstorm, our Fatal Push, Go for the Throat, Lightning Bolt, maybe Ponder, maybe Thoughtseize. But just generally good cards that are going to be good card advantage, things like Express Iteration. And then, of course, being able to pick it up and put it back down with the Kaitos is really cute, really fun. And then, of course, we're playing this town big enough to also pick things up that and reuse our ETBs. It's a really, really, really fun value pile that I'm really excited about. We've got some sweepers in Brotherhood's End, a way to remove artifacts or little creatures. Just a usual suite of bolts. Damnation as another hard sweeper. Toxic Deluge is another soft sweeper like Brotherhood's End, but a lot more flexible. And again, really kind of highlighting the value of things like Shield Dread to kind of bolster our life total and really kind of like bump it up just a little bit. Because we will be using our life as a resource. We are Grixis Control, and we don't have a lot of ways to recover that. But we got Full Suite, Inquisition, Duress, Thoughtseize, and then Intimidation Tactics. This came out in Aether Drift. I'm pretty excited to play it. It seems really, really powerful. Not only is it a Thoughtseize effect for artifacts and creatures, it exiles the card, and if it's in the big game, it can cycle, just replacing itself even for 3 mana once we have, a crap ton of mana in play, as control decks often do. Being able to turn that into a real card that does something else is really, really big. And then, of course, other Aether Drift bangers stock up. Needs no introduction. Look at the top 5. Take 2. Dig Through Time for 3 mana on a sorcery. Absurd card. This card is insane. And then, of course, our other point is Treasure Cruise. Our points are Psychic Frog, Treasure Cruise, and Ancestral Recall. Those are our 10 points. Ancestral Recall being up to 8 points now. Frog being pointed. A little bit annoying, but Psychic Frog is absolutely busted, as we Legacy players know, so I understand it. Yeah, so moving on to our instant suite, we got crap ton of removal, a lot of permission and counterspell, Drown in the Lock, Force of Negation, Force of Will, we got Spell Pierce, we've got a lot of removal in Pyrokinesis, Shield Dread's Edict. This sounded big enough, being a big tempo piece to help close out a game or something like that. Both commands, Prismari and Kolagons. Wouldn't be Leopile if it didn't have Prismari command in it. But yeah, Consult the Star Charts. I'm really excited to play with this card. Another one from Edge of Eternities. 1 in the blue for an Impulse, basically, but Impulse the number of lands you control. And then Kicker for 1 in the blue, so 2 blue, to get 2 cards from it, which is kind of like a weird Memory Deluge, which we're also playing, where it's your lands rather than the mana. So it can't, once you get to the late game, it can just be Demonic Tutor or double Demonic Tutor, which is just great. Memory Deluge, of course, a standard and Pioneer All-Star. 2 blue, the top X cards of your library, X is the amount of mana spent, put 2 of them into your hand, the rest in the bottom, with flashback for 7. A really, really powerful card. A weird Dig Through Time. Unfortunately, we don't get to play Dig Through Time anymore because they increased the cost of Ancestral Recall to 8. Which means that since we want to play Psychic Frog, being a really, really powerful, just individual card that will win the game as well as being card advantage, we had to drop either Treasure Cruise or Dig Through Time, and I decided to drop Dig Through Time in favor of Treasure Cruise because I like casting Ancestral Recall. So, of course, and then the One Ring and Shield Dread, if we get to keep those and play together, we just win the game. Hands down. One Ring, if we get to keep in play for any reasonable amount of time, we win the game. Blood Moon, just a good hateful piece. We're Grixis Control. We play a number of basics that lets us play around and through Blood Moon. Court of Blackthwaite. This one is really fun. Teddy fans will probably recognize this one from a few of his videos. 2 black for an enchantment. When it enters, you become the monarch. Awesome. Beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of target opponent's library. You may play that card for as long as it remains exiled, and mana, and you get to rainbow your mana. If you're the monarch, you get to cast a spell from among the cards exiled with court for free. So it's passive card draw on your instep with the monarch. It's passive card draw on your upkeep from your opponent's deck. And then if you're still the monarch, when it comes back around, you get to start casting the stuff off their deck for free. This card is insane if it gets to stick around on the field for any reasonable amount of time. It's just a really, really powerful card advantage engine that just gets to sit and play, and you get to get 2 cards a turn off of it, basically. Of course, Stress Down, Fable, Hitsugu. Mana base is pretty straightforward. We're playing all 3 Surveil lands, and we're playing the set of slow lands over the set of fast lands. This deck has enough untapped sources, and it doesn't have enough super early plays, in my opinion, to want to play fast lands, to have untapped mana early, like the first couple turns of the game. Because a lot of the times in my play experience with this deck, testing it, a lot of the times I'm just fetching Xander's Lounge on turn 1. I'm fetching Xander's Lounge, or I'm playing a Surveil land, or I'm playing a creature land, and then I'm, playing something, casting a spell, and then on turn 3, these are untapped. So first 2 turns of the game, they come untapped, which is fine, and for the most part, you don't really mind that. I can picture some times where these will be awkward and will be bad, but I feel like I want an untapped mana source more in the mid game than I want an untapped mana source in the first couple turns of the game. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, I'm not really a competitive Canlander player, but I'm doing coverage for the event for the channel. So Joe King is super awesome guy. Super chill, super really, really friendly, and wants people to play. And so one of the ways he does that is for content creators like myself to make videos and kind of get the word out about these events. I will be including a link to the Discord down below, as well as a link to this list. And yeah, so the tournaments are, I think, 250 cash prize to top 3. And then, this happens once a month, third Saturday, not Friday, today is Friday, that's the time of recording. The third Saturday of every month will be a $10 entry, $250 cash payout Canlander tournament. Right now they're pretty small. I think we have 16 players registered, so it'll be a good few matches that'll be going up on the channel, and I'm really excited to play them, and I'm really excited to see how this goes. I will catch you guys later.